broadcast today. My name is Vena. We're going to do a little workshop today on Kata. So we'll try these on Seiunchin and Naihanchi. We have a session today happening at noon, about noon to 1. And one of the black belts will be joining us, Sensei Susan Ingerman. She's out in Michigan. She's going to join us probably for about an hour today. Try to build these sessions as we go through the empty hand katas, through all the kabuto katas, some of the drills. And then we'll go back to basics, do our kicks, our punches, our blocks, some of the bunkai and the katas. There's so much, and curriculum is so rich with waza that you can spend years and years and years on it. So what we're going to try to attempt to do here is just break down little sections of the curriculum, go over it, do the kata, take a couple of moves out of the kata and work them, show some self-defense applications for, blocking, striking, pulling the person in, and, sort of making your control movements, entries and exits, so that you can secure the attacker. And then, of course, by using the pressure point system and the meridian system, shut them down so you can get away. Means of egress. Get out of there. Most people carry a cell phone today anyway, so what you can do is at least dial 911 and have that line open while this is going on, so that you have some proof of your actions. And today, with everybody with cell phone cameras and everything, they'll probably put it up on Facebook before you get a chance to even get the cops there. So let's work on that. Let's work on those techniques. Let's work on the applications. Let's give explanation, which is the bunkai. Let's check the path, which is the N%. Let's go over all of the components. What this is all about is to review, have a workshop, do a workout, come and visit the dojo on a regular basis, see what we're working on. Sensei McGrath was always big on doing drills, repetition, doing things over and over and over again, so that you get used to a reaction. You know what I mean? You have a flinch response to somebody attacking you, and usually with that type of training and breathing exercises, you are prepared and not surprised. That's the one thing we don't want for our students, is for them to be surprised, because being surprised is usually the element that will help the attacker win the fight. It's that simple. So you want to be prepared. You want to have situational awareness at all times. And then just to give you a breakdown of the offering, this broadcast is for the students, so that the students come into the dojo, see what we're working on, and the opportunity extends to our radio programs as well. If you look online, we have some websites up now that you can go and visit and interact with us. There are ways and means now on the website where you can use the PayPal feature to purchase the patches and your tuition and all of the things that we do here at the dojo for your lessons. Another thing is the online magazine that we have going on. We're writing articles, so if you have any articles that you would like to submit, let's say about workshops, excuse me, workshops or seminars that you're giving, if you're doing any types of specific lessons like for your Q ranks, reviewing the basics, going over some of the basic curriculum that they need to know for their next promotion, by all means, let us know. We'll put it into the magazine. And it's an online magazine, so everybody can see it. It's a great tool. Also on docmagazine.net, if you scroll down on that website to the bottom of the page, you'll see the radio programs that we offer on Blog Talk Radio, hosted by Doc Radio International. Doc Radio International is celebrating its fourth year. We completed 4 years of work. So we're actually into our fifth year now of broadcasting these podcasts around the world and serving the community with information about different styles, different masters within those styles, and trying to do our work and get as many seniors, masters, and grandmasters on the program so that we can get their story on wax. Just another offering coming to you from our effort. These are some of the things that we're doing for the martial arts community. We give shout outs on the radio programs to some of the working martial artists out there that we believe are doing just a fantastic job for the community, and that they should be recognized on the program. Another one of the things that we're trying to do here is tie the thread through the community with these sessions, because you can't be everywhere all the time. It's impossible. And then to minimize travel, because today travel is very cumbersome. If you want to travel to someone else's facility and you want to bring your weapons with you, it's a problem. It's a problem traveling with that stuff. So doing it like this in the comfort of your own home helps, because we can review the material that you already know, but we can work together to enhance our skills. You know things that I don't know. I may know things that you don't know. So let's put that on the table, and let's see what we can do to better the practice. Put down some of the means and methods for the future generations to take a look at, because that's exactly what we have with Shimabuku Tatsuo's tapes. That we have him doing the katas, the drills, and so on and so forth. So it helps us. Believe me, it does. And the sessions like this, where we lay down some of the work we're doing in kata, some of the work we're doing in kabuto, some of the work we're doing in our drills, our basic kicks, our basic punches, kick punch combinations, ippon kumite drills, ju kumite, all of the things that comprise the Ishin curriculum, we want to try to document, get your take on it so that you can make comments, you can add to it, you can ask us to review certain things. We may say something that you were taught something else, so let's talk about that. Let's put that together, because the way I understand it, there really is no right and wrong. It's just a matter of whether or not your body mechanic would adapt to it as freely as, let's say, what you were taught. There are many different ways to do a specific piece of waza, and the basic way is how we learn, and then we're supposed to take it and work it and expand it, and give ourselves an understanding of what may happen if we're in this position. I mean, no one fights in a basic position. I mean, it's posture. So we're trying to build good foundation. We're trying to build good posture. son's cutting the lawn, so you know, what we're trying to do here is again build a picture in your mind's eye as to how we practice. Uh, you know what our principles and concepts are that we were taught, and put that out there into the universe and allow everyone to see it, so that there are uh, means and methods of continuity. That's what this provides. When you come into the dojo and we get suited up and we bow in, you get to see how the class goes, and you get to see what we work on. Um, you can't do everything in every class; it's impossible. Um, so we try to break it up into segments. From our bow in, we like to warm up, get our blood pumping, get our oxygen going. Once we do some calisthenics, some stretching, maybe a little bit of soothing meditation with some music, practice breathing. From there, we like to get up and do our basic exercises. At the dojo, we have several options here. We have chart one that was given to us by the founder, which is all of the Ishinru 15 basics, which we practice 16. We added one for Sensei Nagel, and you have that chart. That's pretty standard in all Ishinru dojos. Everyone who has a copy of that they can either get from their sensei or right off the internet. Um, we have posted the 16 that we do, so that's up there on the website. Um, we have in our school the 10 EMSOI basic exercises, and that stands for Ed McGrath School of Ishinru. Sensei McGrath gave us like a little mini Kihon Kata to teach the newcomers into the system, white belts, and it gets them stepping and transitioning their stances. When you look at the 10, we do them individual, and then we do them in a sequence, 1 through 10. And when you do it that way and you look at the stance transitions that happen in those 10 basic exercises, it's very good to get them ready to go into empty hand kata, because in kata you have to transition your stances as well as all the other components. There's a lot of components in kata, from breathing to stretching to, all the issue principles and concepts have to be added, and there's a lot of stuff. Okay, so what Sensei McGrath did was he got us ready to start to understand empty hand kata with this little mini Kihon 10 basic exercise routine. From there, we like to do our punches and kicks. Practice our punches or kicks from different targets, whether it's whether we use the bag, whether we use makiwara, whether we use each other, where we will pair up and have someone in front of us where we can aim to a target. Not that you shouldn't be able to aim without a target, but it is nice to have that human being in front of you, because they may be taller, they may be shorter, they may be wider, they may be skinnier. So having a target is very important. It does help the youngsters aim. Once we go through the punches, the blocks, and some of the applications of those punches and blocks and strikes, we like to go into the kicks. From the kicks, that brings us to kick punch combinations. So we practice in our punches and our blocks good stances, good breathing, good focus, crisp Ishinru. And then when we add our kick punch combinations now, there's movement, circular movement, not too much linear. We try to stay away from linear movements. We like to use angles. We like to use in our entries the circular sort of penetration movements, and then of course with the exits on the 3 points of the pyramid. So Again, we try to stay away from linear movements because, first of all, Sensei hated that going back and forth, the straight line. He just thought that was, usually a fight doesn't go like that. So, you want to try to practice with proper footwork, stepping around, angular steps, circular steps, and when the straight line is necessary to break balance and then, put it on the curve, if you will. Um, these are all what we like to try to practice in our kick punch combinations. Then obviously, Ippon Kumite. That is a big practice for Sensei McGrath. He loved the drills. He loved for you to be able to attack him and him go from side to side, using his Chinto stances and utilizing doubling the distance. Because he always told us that Chinto stance double the distance. Rather than you go backwards, just go into Chinto stance and then they come right into your circle and, off balance they go. So, um, Ippon Kumite drills are very, very important to your flinch response. All right, getting attacked and being able to flinch away so that you're not there when they attack. Um, um, then, of course, the freestyle fighting, the Chukumite that we practice. It is controlled, folks. We do hit, but it is a controlled atmosphere because we do have to go to work tomorrow. So um, it is essential that we practice, that we train hard, but that we train safe. Okay, no blind techniques, please. No spinning blind techniques that could kill somebody. So if you're going to practice those movements, we want them. We want you to be a craftsman, but we want you to be an accurate craftsman that when you do that turn, that head spins in advance so that you pick up your target. All right, you got to pick up your target. Um, so the freestyle fighting is we spend a lot of time on that. All right, and then we practice what's called slow motion randori, which is a little bit of an enhanced way to do your Ippon Kumite, but in a live sort of setting. Um, Without predetermined movements. In Ippon Kumite, we like to tell you, I'm going to attack here. I'm going to attack here. I'm going to throw a kick. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But I'm going to do a combination of things, and you have to ward off that combination and then attack. So in Ippon Kumite, it's a more genuine routine because you know what I'm going to do, and I basically know what you're going to do. Um, Based on what I do to you. Okay, because we practice together. So I got some idea of what you're going to throw back at me. Um, Whereas in the slow motion randori, we try to really pinpoint footwork to get you in a position where you don't get hit and you put your attacker at a disadvantage immediately. So those points are very important. Those strategic points are very important in a fight because if you make the right movement from the beginning and you put your attacker at a disadvantage immediately, the fight will have a positive outcome on your behalf because you've practiced those things diligently. Okay, now after we get through our slow motion randori, we like to go to empty hand kata. We like to practice um, what we call climbing the ladder and then coming back down the ladder. So based on your rank in the dojo, you will stay with the class until you are up to the katas that you know, and then you will go back down the ladder. So let's say, for instance, you know Seisan, Seiunchin, and Naihanchi as a green belt. All right, and once we get to Wansu, you will then do Naihanchi, Seiunchin, and Seisan, and you'll just keep doing that routine until the class is done, going up the ladder and coming back down the ladder. And this gives you a look at the katas you don't know, because you'll see the class performing the katas that they know. So while you're doing your kata, I'm hoping that you can multitask and continue climbing the ladder and going down the ladder, doing the katas you know, but then also with your peripheral, watch the class and maybe become familiar with what they're doing as well. Because eventually you're going to have to do that anyway. So, having said that, once we're done with the empty hand kata, we like to now practice our weapons kata, which is the Kabuto curriculum. The Kabuto curriculum is the last portion of the class that takes, obviously, the most time. So the reason why we do it last is because there's always a lot of questions about, um, for instance, in the bow katas, when you transition from one side of your body to the other, your hand position, how you should, turn your hand over. In some katas, there is a swing of the bow, and there's always a lot of questions. Okay, so we like to get through the class to give you a good class, and then the ones that sit with us through the Kabuto portion of the class. Um, how we work that is the way we teach the katas. So again, the katas that you know, you will climb the ladder, and then you will come back down the ladder, and you will go through that sequence at least twice during the class. Now, if you know all of the katas, the Kabuto katas take time to perform all of them. In certain um, circumstances, we may pull one of the katas out. As a class, we may work on that kata. For instance, let's say you've climbed the ladder and come back down once. You've climbed the ladder and come back down twice. We've probably eaten up most of the time for the Kabuto section of the class. There will be nights where that's all we do. We climb the ladder and come back down. But there will be nights where we won't do that at all and we'll just grab one kata. Whichever one it may be, we may take a vote. Which one you want to do tonight? Maybe Kian, maybe Chatanyada, it might be Hamahiga, it might be whatever one that they want to pull. And then we'll work that kata. So, once we're done with that, there's usually a question and answer session. Whether it be about the class or the Kabuto section, we like to ask questions. What did you learn tonight? Well, tonight I learned that transfer of the bow, or that the letting out of the sai, or the blocking with the tampa, whatever it may be. So we like to get that going. We leave about 5 or 10 minutes, maybe even 15 minutes for that. And then, of course, we bow out, clean up, and go home. And that's usually what the class consists of. And we try to keep that to between, 2.5 to 3 hours. But it's difficult because, like I said, they always have questions. And when they have questions, it's a good idea to address those questions right then and there. Because it's fresh, and hopefully from that question will spark a result that helps everybody, you know. So it's flexible. It's not so rigid that we have to do it this way and, not veer from that. But we try our best to keep it to a good rhythm, you know. And down here in North Carolina, it's very hot, and I work out outside. So, taking water breaks to stay hydrated in this heat is very important. So that also extends the class by about 15 minutes. So looking at all of that and putting all of that together in the future, these documentation pieces will be part of what they use to see what Ishinru was all about in the beginning. Let's face it, we're only 60 years old this year in 2016. We got 40 more years to be 100 years old. So in those 40 years, with the tools that we have here, um, all of the sensei have the same thing I have. So let's all do this and get together. I'm not selling any rank. I'm not giving any rank. I'm not issuing any rank. You can join. You can come in the room. We can set up a Google Hangout, which also ties to YouTube. Folks, it's like the radio program. We have a master on from, let's say, judo. You hear what they got to say about their workout. Okay? Now, with this session, you can actually come into the dojo now and see it. See the way we do the katas and the kabuto and the fighting and all this stuff. We're by no means, how do you say, trying to do anything else other than share what we do and see if we can improve what we do by your comments. Well, Vena Sensei, I saw you did this in the kata. We do it this way. Try it like this. Maybe you can, enhance that exchange a little bit. Beautiful. Beautiful. Listen, no matter how much I practice the empty hand katas, no matter how much I practice the kabuto katas, no matter how much I practice Isshin-ryu as a whole, I have so much to learn yet. My body doesn't do the same that it used to when I was in my 20s, in my teens. I'm an old man now. I'm 57 years old. I got to learn how to do everything with, creaky bones and everything. Arthritis, no problem. I don't complain. But I certainly can't do it the way I did it when I was young. So I need help. I need help to enhance my skills. There's nothing wrong with that, folks. There's nothing wrong with admitting that you need help. And as I understand it, the community at large, even from other systems, would be willing to help with their knowledge, with their skills. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. I believe that's genuine. Number one, that's what my sensei did. He went to different dojos, and not just Isshin-ryu dojos. He went to everybody's dojo. He didn't care what style was being practiced in there. He didn't care. It didn't matter to him. It was martial arts going on. Bingo, let's go. Let's go find out. Now, back in those days, they used to go to dojos not only to share with others, but to learn. To actually learn. Martial arts was so new in this country that we were all learning what was going on. Why not document that? I mean, you got this wonderful a tool called YouTube. You can see our seniors, how they practice. Why not build on that? Why not give future generations the opportunity to see what was going on in the beginning? Who knows what Isshin-ryu will be in 40 more years from now, when we're 100? We have a lot of practitioners. Isshin-ryu has grown in my lifetime. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I mean, the senseis out there, I applaud you. I mean, wow. I mean, you guys did a great job. So, we love Isshin-ryu. In my case, it was my father-in-law who taught it to me. It's a family thing here. Children, everybody. Isshin-ryu is part of the family. Shimabuku Tacho Sensei is part of the family. All my children know that name. I never met the founder, but all my children know that name. That name has been in this household, since day one. It's the way it is. So it's part of the fabric of our existence. So when you love something like that, why not spend the time to give to others? I've been on the deck all my life. Even my children will tell you, with all your aches and pains, Dad, when you bow in, it's like all that goes away, man. I have to perform in front of the founder now. I have to represent the founder, Don Nagel, Ed McGrath, all first generation students, all of their grand black belts, their black belts, all of the practitioners. It's a big responsibility, yes, but it's one that we welcome with open arms. So again, that's why we have the radio programs. That's why we have sessions like this. We want to give information. I teach in my home, folks. That's how I do it. I teach right here. Because, as I just mentioned, it's family. You come into this dojo and you bow to the founder, Don Nagel, and Ed McGrath. Family. That's how it works. No one can take that away from me. No one. You'd have to kill me to do that. Been bowing to those three men all my life, all my adult life, and my childhood life. So, to me, spending this time and making these sessions so that you can visit in and see what we're doing, I invite you to come work out with us. That's it. That's it. You do your workout, I do my workout. We get a good sweat going. That's it. I'm not looking for nothing. I don't want nothing. All I want to do is do what my sensei asked. Go visit people. Visit their dojos. Work out with them. Get a good sweat going. Shake hands and go home. Maybe a hug. Shake hands, give a hug, go home. That's it. That's it. That's all we're looking to do here. Build that sense of camaraderie that they had in Jacksonville, North Carolina, at the New Bridge Street Dojo. The greatest pioneers of martial arts in America came out of that dojo. What they produced, the results that they produced, my goodness. Look at where Ishinru is today. Look at what we're doing. We have practitioners all over the world. So join us today, folks. Come and put your gi on. Jump around with us. Come and join us. Open invitation. Everybody. If you're from another style, let's see what you got. Teach me. Teach me what I got to do. I'm willing to work out. I practice Ishinru. That's the style that I practice. In Ishinru, I have enough work to last me several lifetimes. So, I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to do what you asked me to do. I have a uki. As you see, my son walks through here. Daniel, come here. I need you a second. We got to work out this thing. Bing, bing, bing. Oh, nice. Done. That's how it works. So come and join us. I'm going to go live in about 2 hours. So get ready. I'll send you the link.